Good morning. Today's Wednesday, the 4th? I don't know. Wednesday, first Wednesday in January. Today was the boys' first day back to school, so after winter break, so they're off to school. Ashley's off to work. I'm walking out to work. Our employee Devin is back today. She was off yesterday. So we're going to hopefully have a productive day. I usually walk into the shop with a plan, and sometimes within the first 15 minutes that whole plan just goes to hell. So hopefully today's not one of those days. Yesterday was a bit like one of those days with the issues with the two machines. They're both back up and running now, so yeah, let's see what we can do.
Hi.
This is Devin. Devin handles everything after machining. If you've received a razor in the past, how many months? How long you been here? Since August, so however many months that is. 6-ish, 5 or 6. If you received a razor in the last 5 or 6 months, Devin's been responsible for all the hand finishing and packaging and getting it to you. So if anything's been wrong, it's her fault. Yeah, exactly. This is Nathan. Morning, Nathan.
Morning.
Nathan's our college intern back for winter break, so he'll only be here for this week, and then he goes back to Pitt Johnstown for mechanical engineering. So, all right, so it's now about 1 p.m. I kept machines running this morning out in the shop, and then I got into the weeds a little bit on some Airtable databases for tracking tooling and then creating POs from those databases, which I'm about done. So once I finish it, I can kind of show you guys what it looks like. But it was a little bit boring, so I didn't really think I needed to video me sitting in front of a computer in front of Airtable. So what I'm doing now is right before I grab lunch, I like to try to get a little bit of a workout in each day. So once Piper's done using the treadmill here, I'm gonna jump on the treadmill, and then we got some weights and stuff over here. So do a quick workout, grab a quick bite to eat, and then head back out to the shop. So I'm back out in the shop here. One thing that we recently changed, we used to ship, well, for a little while we were shipping America razors in our nice tins. What we've done is we've changed that back to shipping them in smaller cardboard boxes. And that's mainly just to keep the price point under $100 for those razors, because these are quite expensive, so they add to the cost. We were just experimenting with some different ones, and then we finally ordered some proper boxes. So these just came in today. So from now on, the Winning and the America razors will ship in these boxes in a little. The razor will be in this burlap sack, and then the burlap sack will then go into this box. So these boxes actually turned out pretty nice. It's from a company called Pacola, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. One thing that you don't really think about when running a machine shop and making your own product with all kinds of off-the-shelf items that are required that go into that product, right? From the material that you're machining, the tooling, all the way up to the tins, the cardboard boxes for shipping, razor blades that go into, that ship with the razor. So managing inventory becomes a bit of a hassle. So one system that we use, it's called it's from lean manufacturing, the Toyota way. Toyota, the car company, kind of developed this lean manufacturing mentality. So we use these Kanban cards. So all these are just little blank laminated cards, and they have the item name, where they're located, the reorder point, the quantity, and then the vendor or the machine if this was an internal part that we made. And what you do with these, here I'll show you on our tins. So if you look at our tins, there's usually 2 rows. So there's usually a row in front of this back row. So you use them across here, then you pull from the right side, use these, and then as soon as you use these 4, you get to this card, which card is razor tins, location, reorder points 20, order quantity is 48, and then who the vendor is, and then the note here is just the EDP or the SKU number. So what happens is you use up these 4, get to the card, and then you walk over here and place it in the need to order bin. So that goes here. Then when I'll check this occasionally, I'll pull the card, take it to my computer, order it, and then as soon as it's on order, it goes in here. Then when they come in, you put the tins up on the shelf, pull the card, and then put this where there's 20 tins left. So that's a nice, easy way of just, it's a very visual, anyone can do it, anyone can pull that card, put it in the bin. Eventually I'll pass the ordering off to somebody else. Right now I still do all the ordering, but it's nice, there's nothing digital about it. We know about how long it takes for things to come in, so we set our minimums based on that. We do the same thing for material. So here's our titanium. When you get to this card, you pull it, and then right here is the need to order, on order. So the Kanban cards work pretty well. We do the same thing for tooling. So if you look down in here, each of these has a card with the minimum, reorder, and then the location of those tools and what they are. So this would get pulled out and it would go in this need to order bin here. So again, it's a nice easy way to track inventory and to make sure you don't run out of things. And then right here in the shelf, these are all blank cards. So anyone in the shop, if they see something that needs one of these Kanban cards, can grab one of these, grab a Sharpie, and fill it out. So it's working pretty well for us. So I gotta go get Landon off the bus here in a few minutes, and then go pick Lincoln up from preschool. But one of the last things I'm working on today is just some customer support tickets. So we use Zendesk to handle all of our customer support tickets. So if you email support@yatesprecision.com, it comes in through Zendesk, creates a ticket. I will say, if you have any questions regarding an order or anything razor related, email support@yatesprecision.com. It's much easier for me to track here. I get a lot of messages on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, email. So if I don't reply to you on any of those channels, I apologize. It's just I kind of get inundated with messages. Even on Instagram, if you send a happy face to my story, right, it comes to my inbox in Instagram messages, which kind of just creates chaos in there, and there's tons of messages, and I try to answer everybody, but it gets to be a little bit overwhelming. So if it's something important that you need taken care of, or you have a question regarding an order or a razor or anything, please email support@yatesprecision.com, and that will put it into my Zendesk ticketing system, where it's much easier to track. I know if I've answered you, I know if it's pending, if I'm waiting on you for a response, so it's much easier. So please do that. Time to get Landon off the bus. Come on, get back here. We gotta go get your brother. How's school? Alright, so the boys and I had wrestling practice tonight. They actually have wrestling all weekend and a match on Saturday, and then Lincoln's wrestling in a tournament on Sunday, so that should be fun. I'll try to get some video of that. It's pretty entertaining. I'm just out here. I'm gonna run a couple machines overnight. I'm gonna go head inside and get ready for bed. I'm a little bit tired today, so yeah, I'm gonna start this machine up and head inside. So my employee Devin that you met earlier this video or the last video, she's got the great habit of she vapes, right? So it's late at night. She left it here. So with a little help from a wet erase marker, see how long it takes her to notice. Good morning. Getting some snow here today. I'm walking out to the shop, but first I'm going to put some food out for the chickens. Breakfast! Alright, so the first part of my morning I spent answering some support tickets and things like that. Through all those, and now I'm going to change over this lathe that was running the Aylesworth handles. We're going to change it over. I'm going to run some America handles, some of our stuff, and then I got to get it ready to run some Paradigm handles, which is another company that we make a razor for now. So it's going to be the first time running those handles, which is always an adventure. So then first things first, we got to run some America handles because we're just about out of those. Those don't take too long, and then we'll be setting up the Paradigm handles. So one thing I think we do better than a lot of companies are our threads, and especially our ID threads. So threads on our handles. You know, the standard way of putting an ID thread on is to drill a hole, ram a tap in, pull it out, and then go about your way. And that's all well and good for speed, but the thread that it forms or makes isn't, it's not great. You can't control the thread at all. Kind of whatever the tap is cut to and whatever you get, that's what you have. So what we do for our ID threads and the threads on our top cap is we use what's called a thread mill, which is what this is here. And it has the pitch of the thread cut on the teeth. And hey Nathan was blowing off some parts. So it has the pitch of the thread cut on the teeth, and so you drill the hole. I'm recording. Yeah, you're good. I'll let you know. So you drill the hole, and then you go in with this rotating thread mill. So this spins at 4,500 RPM, something like that, and it goes into the hole, and then it helixes on its way out like this as it's spinning to cut the threads. And it takes a couple passes to cut the threads, especially in stainless and titanium, but that lets you control the diameter of your thread. It's a more reliable process. These don't break nearly as much, and if it does break, you can get it out of the hole and recover the part. The other thing we do is, this is a custom thread mill that has the blunt start of the Higbee cut into the thread mill. So what it does is it removes the first half thread of the handle, which is usually like kind of sharp and burry, and it doesn't really have any function. So as you're cutting the thread, it's also removing that first half thread. And I think it's just it's a better way to make threads. It takes a little bit longer, but it's a much better process. Alright, so I'm working on setting this lathe up. What I'm doing here is I just changed this drill out, but the machine has no idea where the tip of the drill is now, because I could have put it anywhere. So what you do is you flip this arm out and come to your offset page here. This is offset 28. Hit jog, and then I'm just going to bring it, jog it over slowly, very slowly. So I'll jog it over. When it touches that pad, what it's done is it's now updated this Z offset here. So now it knows how long that tool is, so it knows where the tip of the tool is, and now we can go on to change our other tools. So this tool that I just loaded in is actually just it's just the back of a tool, and all it's in here to do is it's a process improvement that I implemented not too long ago, where the drill will come out, drill the hole in the handle, and then right after that, this tool comes out. It comes down and it slowly feeds into a hole, and if it senses any pressure at all, it alarms out, which would mean that the drill has broken and the hole is not there. So it pretty much just senses whether or not the hole exists. Because if the hole doesn't exist, the next tool that runs is a chamfer tool, and then after the chamfer tool, the thread mill runs. So the chamfer tool is probably a $50 or $60 tool. The thread mill is like a $120 tool. So if the drill were to break, you would then break your chamfer tool and your thread mill behind it. Whereas now, this will sense that the drill broke, alarm out the machine, and those other two tools don't get broken. Alright, so I'm done changing out all the tools, collets, everything on this machine. So I'm going to go ahead and run one America handle slowly just to make sure I didn't miss anything and it all looks good, and then we'll let this machine run pretty much most of the day. So the thread mill that I was talking about earlier just ran, put the threads in, and one way to check and make sure your threads are good are using this go, no-go gauge. So the go side obviously should thread in, it does, and then the no-go side should not thread in, and it does not. That's how you know you got, like, your pitch diameter on your thread is correct. Again, I like using thread mills a lot more than I like using taps, especially in harder machine materials like stainless and titanium. Thread mills are definitely the way to go. So now we'll finish this part out, check some dimensions, and then we'll let these handles run. Alright, so we just got the first part off here. I measured all the critical dimensions, diameter, length, checked the threads again, checked the magnet hole diameter and depth. Everything looks good on this part, so we're going to queue this machine up to, we'll probably run 10 handles here, and then I'll check on it again just to make sure everything's running okay. Alright, it's about 5 o'clock in the evening here. Every Thursday from 5 to 7, myself and a group of local entrepreneurs, small business owners get together at a local coffee shop. We spend a couple hours we talk about business, marketing, higher level things, and then it's a chance for us to work on, what's this guy doing? It's a chance for us to work on like higher level items that we don't get to work on during the day. You know, for me, I'm out in the shop and I'm running machines, swapping out parts, answering emails, and while I'd like to be able to work on things like, you know, marketing and website stuff more, it's difficult during the day because, you know, you're trying to run the operation. So this gives us all a chance to work on some of those higher level items like marketing, website design, things like that. So it's a nice 2 hours to kind of get to talk with like-minded people, and, you know, share any advice I have, and then, you know, vice versa. If they have, or if I'm struggling with something that they've already been through, they can kind of help me out. So it's good. So anyways, I'm heading there now, and I'm 2 minutes late already, so it's par for the course for me. So we'll see how it goes. Here we are at RGB Coffee, where this meeting is. Good morning. It is Friday. Woohoo! Not that Friday means a whole lot when you're in your own business, but yeah, let's be honest. So got my coffee. Get ready to head out to the shop. Just want to share one book that I've been reading. It's called Traffic Secrets. It's written by a guy named Russell Brunson, and he actually is the creator of ClickFunnels, which is a funnel building software. So think sales funnels, things like that. So this Traffic Secrets book is all about how to drive traffic to your website, into your funnels, and I've read a few of Russell's books, and they're very well written. Now, at the end of the day, he's trying to, get the sale on his ClickFunnels, but he's very genuine in sharing his knowledge. He mentions the ClickFunnels every once in a while, but at no point has it felt salesy. So they're very good books. He's got Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets, and .com Secrets are his 3 books. They're all good if you're running a small business, any sort of e-commerce platform. I suggest picking them up. If you go to his website, they're good. And I'm not affiliated with ClickFunnels or any of this at all. This is my honest opinion. I think he writes very well. It's easy to read, and he gives you very actionable tasks at the end of each chapter. So yeah, so far it's worked out pretty well for me, applying some of his stuff, but I just wanted to share real quick. I'm always reading something. Ashley gets mad at me because I'm always reading nonfiction. I'm always trying to learn. I like fiction. I read all the Lord of the Rings, all the Harry Potter when I was younger, but anymore I feel like I'm just always trying to learn. So if I'm sitting down to read, I want to learn something. That has its pros and cons because I'll read it like late at night and then my brain just doesn't shut off, so it takes me about an hour and a half to go to sleep. But yeah, that's all the joys of being an entrepreneur, I guess. So anyways, that's what I'm reading now, and I'm gonna head out to the shop and try to accomplish something today. Alright, so I just came out to the shop here and kicked on the compressor, and it started squealing a little bit, so I dug into it, and this is what I found. So I took the back panel of the compressor off, and this is what I found. This belt was laying in there. It uses 2 belts. Let's see if you can see it. It's kind of dark, but
yeah, you can kind of see. So it's like a redundant belt system. It uses 2. One was just laying in there, and the other one's on there, but can't really run it with just 1 belt. So yeah, that's my day. So I just ordered 4. Usually I'm better about keeping spares on hand, and this one just got past me, so I just ordered 4. They'll be here tomorrow. I might try to scramble around town and see if I can find 2 just to get me up and running today. Ideally I'd have another compressor, like a redundant compressor that would run, but I just don't because they're expensive. So, see what we can do. Alright, since can't do any machining today because the compressor's down, I got 4 new belts that'll be here tomorrow, so we should be back up and running tomorrow. Anyway, since we're down, I'm using today to focus on some marketing, video, content creation. It's kind of a good excuse for me to work on that today. So I'll show you what I just did. So this machine we really don't use anymore. Maybe a couple times a year. So what I've done is I've kind of turned this into our product video area. So I have Ashley's gigantic light here. And I pulled the workbench out, cleaned it up. Tripod is here. Hung just some pictures that Ashley's taken over the years. Hung them up as kind of like a backdrop. And what'll happen is I'll stand here. I ordered a tripod for my phone that can hold the phone, facing down, so I can have this angle facing me, and then my phone will be recording facing down at the product, so I can hold the product in both hands and do some explanations. So here's kind of what the angle will look like. Alright, so this is kind of what it will look like. I'm going to take a look at this footage and see how the lighting and everything is. So yeah, I'm standing here at the workbench. My iPhone would be facing down, so that way I can talk here, show the parts, and then show a close-up with the iPhone. Cut to the iPhone, show a close-up with just my hands and the part, and then I'll have proper audio. I have the lapel mic and everything. So we're tight on space in the shop, so this is kind of the best I can do. Like I said, this lathe doesn't get used very often. A decent white backdrop here, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure this won't be how it is forever, but it would be a good little spot to start doing some decent product videos.
You said that too.
This is where we put our kids when they're bad. If they're real bad, they go under the stairs there. This is where they start.
We're under the stairs, Dad.
Right behind you.
Ah!
Alright, with the compressor down today, I didn't get a ton done as far as machining goes, but got some stuff done with the video setup and whatnot. I'm actually now at our local high school. The boys have a wrestling match tomorrow and a tournament on Sunday, so I'm here to
help set up, roll out the mats, tape them down, whatnot. So see how that goes.